Good evening, and welcome to Red's Classic Theater. Tonight we make our third annual visit to Mission's Fraser River Heritage Park to preview the 1999 Stratford on the Fraser Shakespeare Festival. Hi everybody, I'm Red Robinson, and what better way to experience Shakespeare than in the open? We'll find out about this year's Stratford on the Fraser Festival and take a peek at one of the plays in our next segment. Our movie this week takes us from the pageantry of the theater to the spectacle of war. It's the 1965 epic Battle of the Bulge starring Henry Fonda, Robert Ryan, and Robert Shaw. Though the film was long on spectacle, it was short, in fact, very short on historical accuracy. But that didn't stop moviegoers from thronging to the theater to see this cinerama epic. And we'll talk more about the war movies of the 1960s later on. Now, here's Act One of Battle of the Bulge. This week on Red's Classic Theater, we're in Mission to preview this year's Stratford on the Fraser Shakespeare Festival. Lisa Chambers is the festival's artistic director, and she tells us that Stratford on the Fraser is now much more than just a weekend in the park.
Well, it begins June 23rd with a gala opening presenting both shows at the same time. 12th night, Romeo and Juliet, continues on through the weekend with merchants coming in, food vendors, a small gift shop this year we've expanded, and hospitality tents where people can enjoy a few libations and desserts. After that, we go into the fall. We'll present Henry V, and we will be going back into the schools with our Shakespearean education program along with bear pit performances and Adopt an Actor.
We'll be back with a preview of this year's Stratford on the Fraser Shakespeare Festival when Red's Classic Theater returns in a moment.
How now, Malvolio?
Sweet Lady Ho-Ho.
Smilest thou? I sent for thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad lady? Well, I could be sad. This does make some obstruction in the blood, this cross-gartering. What of that? If it please the eye of one, it is with me as the very true sonnet is. Please one, and please all.
How dost thou, man? What is the matter with thee?
Not black in my mind, though yellow in my legs. It did come to his hands, and commands it shall be executed. I think we do know the sweet omen. And...
Oh, wilt thou go to bed, Malvolio?
To bed? Aye, sweetheart, and I will come to thee.
Oh, God, comfort thee. Why dost thou smile so and kiss thy hand so often?
How do you, Malvolio?
At your request. Yes, Nightingale, answer, Dawes.
Why appear you with this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Be not afraid of greatness. 'Twas well writ.
What meanest thou by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great. Some achieve greatness.
What sayest thou?
And some have greatness thrust upon them.
The third annual Stratford on the Fraser Shakespeare Festival opens this Wednesday and runs through the weekend at the Fraser River Heritage Park in Mission. If you'd like to know more about it, call us tomorrow at TV 12 for a phone number. Now back to Battle of the Bulge. Hope you're enjoying Battle of the Bulge this week on Red's Classic Theater. Like many other war movies, tonight's movie was based on more or less real-life events. Now, there were many other war movies made in the 1960s that also fell into that category. The Longest Day, another Henry Fonda war movie, recreated the D-Day invasion of Normandy. Steve McQueen was featured in The Great Escape, based on the real-life escape of Allied prisoners from a German POW camp. Operation Crossbow with George Peppard and Sophia Loren told the story of the Allied destruction of Germany's V-2 rocket factories. And Laurence Olivier starred in The Battle of Britain, about the British defense of their homeland against a threatened Nazi invasion. All four films featured an all-star cast, and they were filmed in widescreen Panavision. These were two trends that would be reversed in the more cynical post-Vietnam War films that followed. Now let's return to Battle of the Bulge. We're in Mission this week to preview the Stratford on the Fraser Shakespeare Festival. Both before and after appearing in tonight's film, Charles Bronson's career can be defined as much by the roles he turned down as by the ones he accepted. For every picture he made, like The Magnificent Seven or The Great Escape, Bronson had a half dozen more like Kid Galahad with Elvis. In 1964, he made a huge mistake by turning down the lead role in an Italian-made Western called A Fistful of Dollars. It was just about the worst script I'd ever seen, he said later. What I didn't realize was that the script didn't matter. It was how Sergio Leone was going to direct it that would make all the difference. In our next segment, we'll tell you about another Charles Bronson bad career move that tops even this one. Now let's return to Battle of the Bulge. We're featuring Charles Bronson in Battle of the Bulge this week on Red's Classic Theater. Few actors as talented as Charles Bronson have been saddled with such poor movie roles. In the mid-60s, having rejected the lead in A Fistful of Dollars, he made the same mistake again when he turned down the Lee Van Cleef role in Sergio Leone's sequel for a few dollars more. This time Bronson said, "It was just like the first movie. What I didn't understand was that everybody wanted it to be like the first movie." Instead, Bronson chose to play a supporting part in The Sandpiper, a dialogue-heavy melodrama featuring Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton that sank without a trace. Now back to Charles Bronson in Battle of the Bulge. This week on Red's Classic Theater, our movie is the 1965 war epic, Battle of the Bulge. If tonight's movie whets your appetite for more tank warfare movies, here are some that you should check out. For Bogart fans, there's Sahara, with Bogey and his men battling the Nazis as well as the desert elements. Another tank battle standout is Tobruk. Rock Hudson heads a special unit assigned to cross the Libyan desert and blow up German military supplies. The Battle of El Alamein takes the Axis point of view as German and Italian troops fight the Brits in the African desert. And finally, Patton, with George C. Scott in his unforgettable portrayal of the brilliant but egotistical, spit and polish American general. Now back to tonight's tank movie, Battle of the Bulge. From our preview of the Stratford on the Fraser Shakespeare Festival, time for a weekly movie trivia quiz. After making two terrible career moves, Charles Bronson finally did star in a spaghetti western. As a matter of fact, his co-star was one of the leads in tonight's movie. Can you name that 1968 film? We'll be back with the answer in just a moment. And here's the answer to this week's movie trivia quiz. In 1968, after turning down two Sergio Leone westerns, Charles Bronson appeared with Henry Fonda in Once Upon a Time in the West. Now back to Bronson and Fonda in Battle of the Bulge. Next Sunday night on Red's Classic Theater, Academy Award winner Helen Hunt shows off her nasty side when she stars in the true story of a teacher convicted of plotting with one of her students to kill her husband. Murder in New Hampshire. That's our movie next week on Red's Classic Theater. And that brings another show to an end. Hope you enjoyed Battle of the Bulge starring Henry Fonda. We'd like to thank the actors and the staff of Stratford on the Fraser Festival for hosting our show this week. And the festival gets underway Wednesday, right here at Fraser River Heritage Park in Mission. If you'd like more information, call TV 12 tomorrow morning. We'll put you in touch. I'll see you tomorrow morning on 650 CI with the Wake Up Club, and next week here on Red's Classic Theater. From Mission, thanks for being with us, and good night, everybody. Battle of the Bulge on Red's Classic Theater will continue. Our Red's Classic Theater preview of the Stratford on the Fraser Shakespeare Festival will continue. Our Red's Classic Theater preview of the Stratford on the Fraser Shakespeare Festival will continue. Our Red's Classic Theater preview of the Stratford on the Fraser Shakespeare Festival will continue. The Bard is alive and well and living in Mission. This week on Red's Classic Theater, we'll visit Fraser River Heritage Park to find out all about this year's Stratford on the Fraser Shakespeare Festival. Our movie this week is the 1965 war epic, Battle of the Bulge. We'll compare it to other fact-based war movies, and we'll review some of the strange career choices made by co-star Charles Bronson.
He's Red Robinson. Join us, won't you?
Sunday night at 10 on TV 12.
The Bard is alive and well and living in Mission. This week on Red's Classic Theater, we'll visit Fraser River Heritage Park to find out all about this year's Stratford on the Fraser Shakespeare Festival. Our movie this week is the 1965 war epic, Battle of the Bulge. We'll compare it to other fact-based war movies, and we'll review some of the strange career choices made by co-star Charles Bronson.
He's Red Robinson. Join us, won't you?
Tonight at 10 on TV 12.
This week on Red's Classic Theater, the Nazis plan their final offensive of World War II in Battle of the Bulge, Sunday night at 10, here on TV 12. Tonight on Red's Classic Theater, the Nazis plan their final offensive of World War II in Battle of the Bulge, tonight at 10, here on TV 12. Battle of the Bulge on Red's Classic Theater, Sunday night at 10. Battle of the Bulge on Red's Classic Theater, tonight at 10.